Welcome to myotherapyhealthcare.com. I'm Laura Lee. I'm a nutritional herbalist, and I'm going to read you sort of a long thing, and I'm going to do it in parts. What's this called? It's called soap opera. I'm here to, as a nutritional herbalist and a myotherapist, to teach you how to be proactive in your own health. So I'm giving you tips and ideas on how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and read how Dr. Bronner's soap, if you haven't ever heard of it, came around, because it's a very magical soap. People who are in the natural healing world are very much aware of Dr. Bronner's soap because you can use it for everything and it doesn't hurt you or the planet. So he discovered this a long time ago, but Ralph Bronner is 63. That's the son. His white van sits in the driveway of a suburban Milwaukee home. But soon it will be on the road again, crisscrossing America. He has health food conventions, health food stores, and other small shops showing retailers that there are real people behind Dr. Bronner's name. That, as Ralph always says, it's not like Dr. Pepper. He's been from Yakima, Washington to Clearwater, Florida, from Portland, Maine to San Diego, California, never as a salesman, nor as a part of a marketing plan, because there is no marketing plan. But as a spokesman for the soap and for the all-one God faith, which is not just the name of the Dr. Bronner philosophy, but also a compromise name of the company. Dad wanted to call it, with bombs and guns, we're all one or none. Ralph said, but now that he's gone, we call it Dr. Bronner's magical soap, because that is what we are all known for. He said he gives shopkeepers pamphlets and drops off some free bottles of liquid soap. Then I disappear into the night. Ralph has run up some 300,000 miles and gone through 2 previous vans going about his father's business. The license plate on the van, All One God, is a tribute from son to father, a sign of the triumph of love over enormous odds. Ralph, don't interrupt. Ralph's mother, Paula, was a maid at a Milwaukee hotel when she met Emmanuel at a dramatic club dance there. Sickly in and out of hospitals, she died in 1943 when Ralph, his brother Jim, and sister Ellen were very young. He has no memory of her. During her illness, the family went on welfare and the children were sent to a series of foster homes. I was in 15 different homes before I was 7, Ralph said. One day I'd wake up on a chicken farm in Indiana. A little while later, I'd be with a couple in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, or at the St. Joseph's Orphanage in Chicago. Finally, having bounced all over the Midwest, the children were placed with a Bavarian immigrant family in Milwaukee, who raised them. Emmanuel, working as a soap consultant then, was a mostly poor but sporadically rich when a manufacturer would buy something he had invented. He would show up from time to time in a black 1941 Buick and give the kids thrilling rides on the hood of the car. I'll never forget about that car, Ralph said. It always smelled of apples and peppermint lifesavers. Emmanuel also had begun speaking publicly about a plan for world peace and apparently made a great impression on some in his audiences. On March 9, 1945, according to the next day's Chicago Tribune, a man was found under the elevator tracks in the 1600 block at Claiborne Avenue. He had been crucified. The injured man, Fred Walcher, was hoping to call the attention of world leaders to Bronner's peace plan, an idea that came to him after hearing Bronner's speech. When police and press came to his hospital room, where was Bronner? Handing out pamphlets, and authorities began to take an interest in the soap consultant. After an incident in which Bronner created a disturbance in the dean's office at the University of Chicago, he was jailed. A week later, his sister signed the necessary papers, and he was taken to Eglin State Mental Hospital. Strapped to a concrete slab and given electroshock treatments, he would blame for the blindness that would accompany the last 30 years of his life. For the next decade, Ralph and Emmanuel had little contact. Ralph would come to view his father as a ranting man who was wasting his talent as a chemist. Emmanuel was in Elgin for 6 months. On his 3rd try, he escaped. He had no money except for $20 stolen from a purse, but he found a classified ad seeking a companion to share the drive to Los Angeles. That would be good, he thought. No one knew him there. By the time they got to Las Vegas, Bronner figured he could reveal the fact that he was an escaped mental patient. As Bronner watched the car drive off, He wondered if the roulette wheel at a nearby casino might turn what was left of the $20 into enough cash to get to Los Angeles. He was lucky, got to L.A., spent his nights sleeping on the roof of a YMCA and his days fighting forest fires to pay. Thus, Dr. Bronner, the doctorate was self-awarded honor of his deep knowledge of soap making, began his climb to become what later media reports would often term the Pope of Soap. So that's part 2 of Dr. Bronner's Magic Soap. I'm going to go ahead and continue reading. I find this as a really interesting story. You see what, never know who's in front of you, and people do a lot to move things forward for us next generations. So love life, and life will love you back. That's what's coming now. I can see it coming. Hope you liked it, share, and this has helped you. Okay, we'll see you in part 2. Bye-bye for now.